Hey everyone, this is Derek with Speak English Academy. Hope you're having a good day. I know I'm having a good day. So, buenos dias. Me llamo Derek con Speak English Academy. So, as I said last week, I'm learning some Spanish, trying to practice a little of my speaking. I do pretty good with listening, and I'm working on my speaking ability now, trying to get to where I can actually hold a conversation with someone. Come up with my language goal for Spanish, and it's pretty cool. I'm ready to push forward and be able to speak to some people in Spanish. Have one friend from Paraguay that we've been language sharing. And so I'm helping him in his English, and he's helping me with Spanish. His English is much better than my Spanish, but it's pretty cool. So today I've been posting for the last week on the LRRC method of learning English, as far as being able to correct your speaking, your pronunciation, and we're going to lay those out real quick and talk about them. You have listen, repeat, record, compare. And the 4 steps process for us here, we have listen. Listening is very important to learning a language. If you can't hear the language correctly, then you can't speak it correctly. So the idea here is that you're going to have someone or record something for you if you have a language buddy who speaks the language you're trying to learn. If you don't, then you find something online. There are a lot of things that you can find online that can help you find something in a language that you're learning. So if you're learning English, there's a lot of things on YouTube. You can hear podcasts. You could take and message me, and I can send you some phrases, things that you can learn to say. And what you do is you listen to that, and after you listen to it for a while, learn the intonation, the speed, the rhythm, the way the person is speaking, and then when you have listened to it a few times, then you start working on repeating. And by repeating, I don't mean shadowing it where it is somebody, they say a word and you say a word and you're trying to keep up with them. Because what winds up happening then is you mumble. Your words don't come out clear because you're trying to talk over someone else. And you're not going to have a clear pronunciation of a word. So you want to listen, and then you want to repeat phrase by phrase or sentence by sentence. That way you can take, and when somebody says the sentence, "How are you today?" then you can get that correct intonation the way that a native speaker would say it. Once you've repeated it a few times after the person, then the third step is you're going to record. And you're going to record the way you sound. It's going to be difficult for some people because a lot of people don't like the sound of their own voice. But you record what you sound like. And then the last step is comparing. You compare how you sound to the person that you had record or that you chose the audio of. So listening, then repeating it, and then recording it, and then comparing it. So what you wind up with is if you listen correctly and you repeat correctly, when you record it'll sound like the native. Don't expect that the first time you try. I've been trying it this week and I don't sound like the native speaker, but I'm working towards that as a goal when I compare myself with them. Now, you're comparing yourself to the native. That's going to be where, like I said, you're not going to sound like the native the first time you try this, But as you do it more and more and you speak the language more and more, you'll get closer to that sound. Another thing you can do with this method is not only can you compare yourself to the native speaker, but you can save that recording, and you can then in a month play it again, listen to that same thing again, repeat it, record it again, and you can compare yourself to yourself and see how well you sound compared to a month before. You can do it again in 3 months, again in 6 months, even a year later, and you can record yourself multiple times doing this over an amount of time, like a year, and see how much you've improved. And if you continue studying and continue doing this type of thing after a month, then you should have where your compare part sounds better now than it did a month ago, because you've been actively working and studying and coming across those things and using those words and phrases, and hopefully you've used them in some of your conversations. So listen, repeat, record, compare is a very effective way of learning to speak English or any other language. I'm doing it with Spanish. So another thing that is very good about this is with the listen, repeat, record, compare, is you're documenting your English process, your language learning process. And we don't do that very often. If you're studying in other things, then there's a measurable way of seeing how much you've progressed. If you're doing math problems, then you can take and see a progression of how much you can do now that you couldn't do before in math. But it's harder to do that in a language unless you're documenting it and seeing, okay, well, my sentence structure was very poor then, but now my sentence structure is much better and my pronunciation's much better. So those types of things, if we document them, we can do that by writing. We can do that with recording ourselves reading. We can do that with recording ourselves speaking, even recording a conversation with someone else. Then we would be able to see over time how well we're improving. So I recommend that you document your language learning. And this is an easy way to do that. And it's also very good in that it will help you with seeing how good you're doing. Sorry, people in the house are slamming doors. It's a little loud. But so that's my lesson for today. Listen, repeat, record, compare. I will be doing some more of it this week. I may record myself listening. I may record myself speaking in Spanish and then put it up as a comparison where you can hear both the native speaker and myself this week on a video. It won't be live, most probably. Just probably put it into a video and let you see how it works for me. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to message me on my page, or you can write a comment under the video. Would like to see more people joining me live. So if you have some friends that would like to hear some helpful things on learning languages, especially learning English, send them to my page, have them like it. You can also join me on Instagram at Speak English Acad, ACAD at the end. It's Academy was already taken. So Speak English Acad on Instagram. I post different things there, and I'm also on YouTube. You just have to search on YouTube for Speak English Academy. And this video will post up on YouTube later on. This is a Facebook Live video, so enjoy having these videos each week. We'll be trying to post a few more different types of videos. Monday is a holiday here in America. It's Memorial Day. We remember those who have fallen in battle trying to secure freedom for us here in the United States. So another holiday here that I didn't really discuss much before when I did the holidays thing is Memorial Day. So should have an eventful weekend myself. Hope that you have a good weekend. And like I said, if you can take and have people like my Facebook page, that would be awesome. Join me on YouTube or Instagram. Have a good day.